Hello everyone and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria. This is your 2025 outlook for all Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. If you are new to my channel, a very warm welcome to you. If you do find you enjoy your reading, please do consider hitting that like button. Free for you, but it does help my video and the channel get seen just a little bit more. So we're going to talk about some once-in-a-lifetime astrology that's going on, and then we're going to pull the cards for you. First off, we've got the slow moving outer planets making some shifts. One has already happened, and that is Pluto into the sign of Aquarius. Started at the beginning of 2024, retrograded back into Capricorn, but as of November 19th, 2024, Pluto is very solidly in Aquarius for the next 20 years. Extremely slow moving energy, but this brings change and transformation in all areas of our life, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you name it, with our money, with our relationships. But Pluto is the planet of endings, new beginnings, deaths, rebirths, transformation, evolution. And, Pluto does bring things out of the darkness into the light, but the things that have been hidden, the things that aren't working, this energy is helping us to break down habits and patterns and structures in our lives and the world that just are no longer working and don't make sense anymore. So we've already had some scandals and some hidden things that have been coming to light over the last little while, and expect a little bit more of that. And you may have already been feeling this energy as well. Neptune has been in Pisces for the last 14 years and is moving into the sign of Aries. It's going to start doing that through 2025. March is the first time that Neptune goes into Aries, all the way till October. It'll dip back into Pisces, and then January 2026 is when Neptune will settle down in the sign of Aries. And this is a little bit more of a go-getter energy, going for our dreams, taking some initiative. Aries is very fiery, very creative, very inspired, and very motivated to at least get things started. If you know an Aries, they're really good at getting things started. Not always necessarily the best at seeing something through, but if you need to get something off the ground, Aries is certainly your person. But Neptune can bring about a little bit of confusion. This can certainly bring about some emotions as well, right? Neptune rules the water there. And so this can be a very dreamy energy in some ways as well, right? So, really it's how do I get started on my dreams? And this might help you in that regard. We have Uranus, who has been in Taurus the last 7-8 years. So we've had a focus on our money, our worth, our income, how we make it, how we spend it, our resources, but also our personal values and our sense of self-worth, our possessions, the thing we own. So in that earthly energy is going to be shifting into your sign here, Gemini. Uranus is the modern day ruler of Aquarius, and Uranus is known for shaking things up a little bit and bringing us the unexpected. It is to find our freedom and to release us from anything that is old and outdated, or something that we don't need to or don't want to carry forward into the future. Uranus very much futuristic, the great awakener, and basically the wild card in astrology. So expect the unexpected. It'll make its first transit into your sign in July, all the way up until November, retrograde back into Taurus, and it'll make its final transition April of 2026. So you're going to feel maybe a little bit of back and forth, but you might just have like a series of unexpected events, and this can set you up for really a better tomorrow. Saturn, of course, has been in Pisces since March of 2023. And it'll go back and forth throughout 2025, but is also going into the sign of Aries as well. So this can really be very karmic, and it can be a new beginning. Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, and so this can be a lot of new beginnings and things that maybe Saturn has been teaching you. Now you've learned the lessons, you've gathered the wisdom, and now you're ready to move forward. We do also have the north and south nodes shifting. Okay, a lot of things going on. The north and south nodes are shifting. They've been in Aries and Libra. And now the beginning of January, they're going to be going into the north node in Pisces and the south node in Virgo. So Pisces energy, the 12th sign of the zodiac, very spiritual, very creative, very emotional, but it is also very much rules the 12th house in astrology. So this can be some endings that are coming your way, but it's for a better tomorrow, for your better good. The north node is our fate. It's where we're going. It's our future. And this can be some massive, great awakenings for a lot of people. Pisces very spiritual in its energy. Virgo with the south node, Virgo can bring healing to a lot of our daily things that we do, right? Our daily habits and patterns and routines. And Virgo brings healing to the things that, maybe are just keeping us, stuck in a bad habit, or, the things that we do on a daily basis that we need to break away from because they are a bad habit, right? Something good can turn, a little bit negative. Think of food. Maybe you've been, trying to eat better, but it hasn't quite been working. You got these cravings and you cave every time and then kick yourself in the butt. Or you've been trying to, start a new exercise regime and it just hasn't happening. So this can be an energy here where, you're kind of getting a little bit creative on how to make yourself some better habits, right? So instead of doing something boring, especially if you want to get in shape or something, maybe you're not going to go and try and jog around the neighborhood. Maybe you'll do something a little bit more creative, Pisces, and join a Zumba class or something like that, or a dance class, right? A fun and interesting way to maybe learn something, but also to achieve some goals. So we can kind of blend that energy. But the south node is what we're leaving behind and what we are healing from. And so we can really make some better choices in our day-to-day lives with all of that energy. So having said all of that, let's pull some cards for you and let's see what the universe has to say for you for your 2025. 2025 for Gemini, please. Whoa, jumpy little card there. We have education, learning, and teaching. So some of you have, number one, you're stepping into an energy here where you're recognizing your life lessons. You have been through a lot of ups and downs. You've been through some challenges. And, this could be, just from the last few months. It could be from 2024, but it can be from, your childhood even as well. So when we take knowledge and wisdom with us, we create that better tomorrow. So it's a very much a better foundation for us that we've built. However, some of you here in 2025, you are going back to school. And it doesn't necessarily have to be university for an education. We have, of course, the School of Hard Knocks, which doesn't cost you a penny necessarily. Well, sometimes maybe it will. But we've got, things like classes, right? Like we just said about, maybe if you want to get in shape, maybe you want to take a dance class, you can learn how to dance and lose weight and get in shape at the same time. So, education doesn't necessarily mean going back to 4 years in university to get a degree in something, although it might for some of you. It's all about the mind. And so you're opening your mind, you're learning new things, and, maybe you're taking a management class to, have a better chance at improving your income, right? So it can be some short-term education, or it can be some long-term, but there's also a teaching element here as well. Some of you are stepping into your fate, you're stepping into your destiny, and part of that is to teach and guide other people. Because you have taken the experiences that you've had, and because we've got Pluto in Aquarius, a very helpful energy, right? Very humanitarian energy. And of course, you have Uranus going in your sign, which rules Aquarius. So it's all interconnected. So you might be looking for ways to give back, and you may step into it accidentally. That's Uranus at play in your sign, right? So you may not necessarily you may not necessarily have those goals to teach or give back to other people, but it could just happen in some way. It might be in your job, might be a new career path for you, or it could just be something in your day-to-day life. You're like, yeah, I know how to do that. Yeah, I'll help you out. And it can be something, again, very small, or it can be something that's like on a bigger scale. So you can use your wisdom to help others. We have leadership here as well, a person of authority. So some of you here, part of the healing element that is highlighted for you for your 2025, and what you may be kind of stepping away from, is if you've had any issues with people in a position of authority. Sometimes we shy away from people in authority. Sometimes we butt heads with people in authority. And this can be bosses. It can be, your head of your household, right? Like one of your parents or a grandparent, right? Someone who may be a little bit intimidating, or maybe you've needed to stand up to them but haven't. So this is where you're going to take your power back. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to come to blows with anybody, right? But standing in your personal power is a really important thing. And sometimes we do kind of get a little bit intimidated, especially if someone is a little bit of a force to be reckoned with. Well, Pluto in Aquarius is bringing you your power back. So you're back in the driver's seat. Some of you here as well with the leadership energy, because you have learned a lot of things, you might be taking the lead role in something here. How exciting. So you could certainly have some opportunities opening up for you in the year ahead, where you can take a little bit more of a responsible role in your career path in your workplace. Maybe be the supervisor or the boss. You could open your own business in this energy, or very simply, you are taking charge of your own life. So if you've ever felt that someone has taken your power away, you are taking it back. And you're not going to let yourself be railroaded or anything like that going forward. So whether you're leading, teaching, guiding, or whether you are resolving issues using your wisdom, it's all a very, very positive thing. It just does feel like you're taking yourself up a notch, taking yourself to new heights, to a new level in some way. We have the Cather, and we've got the Crown. Ooh, very nice. We've got source, point, and attainment there for you. So your crown chakra is going to be very, very highlighted for you in the year ahead. And your crown chakra, of course, is one of your higher chakras. So your higher spiritual energy is very much opening up for you. And this carries with it a little bit of magical energy. But this is your messages and your connection with the spiritual realm. This is ruled by Neptune. And of course, as we said, Neptune is moving into the sign of Aries. So you're going to really have to listen to your intuition, be open to any kind of mystical guidance. Great energy here for meditation, and, quiet your conscious mind and connect with yourself and your energy. But because this is ruled by Neptune, and we do have Neptune moving into Aries, when we get this particular card, you're asked to consider, are you ready to take action and move forward with your goals, your daydreams, your fantasies, right? Neptune, a very fantasy kind of energy, right? It's where we kind of let our mind wander and we daydream about something. And remember, you always have the ability to turn your vision, your dreams, your fantasies, your daydreams into reality. Sometimes it can be a very quick thing. Sometimes it takes years, right? Just depends what it is. But in this energy, are you ready to take the step forward? Are you ready to take the next leap? So I feel here we've got the leadership energy. I feel like here that part of your message for your year ahead is you have all of the knowledge and the wisdom and the experience that you need to at least get started on something or take the initiative to make your dreams come true. Listen to your intuition as for maybe what direction to take, what path to take. You might get some interesting signs that you might need to pay very close attention to. And I feel like Spirit is also saying here, go for it, take the lead of your own life. But also, there may be things along the way with your education here that you do need to do a little bit of research, that you might not know absolutely everything if you were going to open up your own business. There's things to do with that, right? Maybe you need a business license, or you need permits, or you need a business plan, those kind of things. Or if you need a loan, sometimes financial lenders will need something that backs you up in some way. So you might need to take a class for that, or you might need to, educate yourself in some way. But basically, your visions, your goals, your dreams, they're all attainable for you. And we just need to do something with them. But I do also feel here with this particular energy, there is a massive download heading your way, probably multiples. And with your crown chakra being very highlighted, very activated here for you, think of it as an antenna into the universe. Okay, so you might get some weird visions, you might get some weird dreams, and you certainly get some sort of guidance. But spiritual growth is very much there for you. We also have Doth knowledge. Interesting coming in here again for you. Abyss, secrets, and lessons yet to be realized. So we've got a repeating message coming in here for you. And, we do need to pay attention when that happens. So there could be, again, the quest for knowledge. And, in matters of the mind, you like new people, new things. You like diving in deep. You've got big ideas there, Gemini. And this is your ability to communicate to people, or to use your voice, right? And, especially if you've got like the teaching element coming in here, you can use your voice to make a better tomorrow in some way. You might step into something like public speaking, and maybe it's part of your forte, or maybe it fills you with fear. We've got Pluto in Aquarius, don't worry, to help you face your fears, right? And of course the Uranus in Aries energy for you as well, which will also help you get out of your comfort zone a little bit. So there's certainly an opening of the mind. There is knowledge and wisdom that maybe you're gaining through 2025, but you're going to use it to help you build that future that you're envisioning, that you're daydreaming, that you're fantasizing about. So be open to all kinds of information, all kinds of knowledge, and, pass it on, right? Pass it on, because, your experiences may be able to help others. So let's get some tarot for your year ahead. We're gonna get the major overall energy for each quarter of the year. So we're gonna do a card for January, February, March, one card for April, May, June, and so on and so on. So January, February, March, and we've got peace out of this deck, but that is, of course, the death card is there for you. It's not necessarily, a physical death, but it can certainly be a metaphorical one. But it is, thank you very much. We've got change and transformation on all levels coming out for you with this card. So we've got this beautiful angel on this one, instead of normally we've got Mr. Death, right, with the scythe on there. But this is Archangel Azrael here, release the past. There is an enriching future coming. Let it go. So January, February, March is where you may be feeling like you've got a lot of changes going on, or there's a lot of changes that you want to make. This is where we can really embrace a lot of growth, spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, right? And so, sometimes we do use the beginning of the year to kind of reset our energy, reset where we're at. We might have relationships that we need to change. We might have changes in our job, certainly some changes that you want to make for your future. And I do feel that some of you here, you're very much evolving in ways that you may not necessarily have bargained for, but they will be enriching and they will be rewarding. But with this energy, this is a time of rebirth and renewal for you, and a time, of course, of forgiving, healing, and letting go. Because we can't move forward into the future and have new experiences or open the door to new opportunities or new people unless we make room for it, right? Unless we make space for it. Think of your calendar, right? Your day planner, or your daily schedule. If every single minute is jam packed with something, and something new comes in, you got no room to schedule it in there. So we've got to say no to some things, or we've got to release some, some thoughts or obligations or energies. And that way the new can come in because we've made space for it. And it is a very important concept in a lot of things. And it's something that we do forget about. If you're looking for new love, perhaps you're single and you're like, oh, I really wish that I had a partner. But look at your life. You look at your daily life. Do you have room for someone new? Have you coordinated that? Because, the universe will always help you and align people and places and situations for your best and highest good, no matter what it is. But we also need to do our part as well. We do need to do that letting go, or we do need to embrace change, or we do need to just make space. And that's where the magic can really happen. Of course, the first part of the year, you will be heading into your astrological new year. And while that's not until, end of May, early June, this is where you're maybe setting yourself up for your future a little bit and starting to gain traction or take those little baby steps or even put a plan together to make some changes. We've got the Chariot here for you for April, May, and June. All right, now the Chariot is Cancerian energy, but the Chariot is a wonderful, wonderful energy of success. And it's because of your actions, your drive, your determination. It's because of the choices that you've made and the action that you have taken take you towards success. You overcome obstacles and challenges with ease. You could have successful career endeavors. You could have successful projects. You could just be riding the wave of success in all areas of your life. And so this can certainly bring you some rewards and recognition in some way. But when we do get the Chariot, things are in alignment for us. It's a card of destiny. The stars are aligning for you. It's a beautiful thing, beautiful energy. You could have new experiences. You could have some, with this energy here, you could be making some big, bold moves. Some of you may be traveling at this time as well. With the Chariot card, it can represent a vehicle or some travel. And so you could be celebrating something and hopping on a plane or hopping in a car. This could also be movement of other kinds, moving to a new city, moving to a new job. Whatever it happens to be, it is a great, great energy that you're really embracing here. So loving that. We've got the Wheel of Fortune coming in here for you guys as well. And so this would be July, August, September. Okay. So this can be a very lucky time for you. You could just get that lucky break that you've been waiting for. You could feel as though your luck is changing. It is an energy of improvement, of expansion and growth. The Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter, which gives us the big picture energy, but it also does bring abundance. It does bring good karma. It's a fated event that may occur at this time as well. But this is a time of, feeling like you're on the way up. And so sometimes we get surprises, sometimes we get unexpected events when we got the Wheel of Fortune, but in the upright as it is, okay, you may have some bumps in the road, but ultimately we've got growth and we've got some magic in the air for you when we've got that as well. The last part of the year, we've got the World. And so the World card could be certainly a successful end to a big chapter, a big cycle in your life. So this can certainly be where we've got a very happy ending. relationships, jobs, just a sense of self, right? Because we're rounding out the year, October, November, December with this one. And so this could just be where you are, at the end of the year, you're reflecting and you're like, man, I've actually had a pretty good year. Not everything went my way, but I've had so many successes and wins along my path. And it's all because I'm determined. It's all because that Chariot card really is the one that's the kicker, right? Because that can be your self-control, okay, your willpower, right? But it's also your bold actions as well. And, that fire that lights you up from inside that keeps you moving forward. So you could certainly be just reflecting on the year and saying, I've come a long way. I'm just going to celebrate and I'm going to have a great New Year's Eve. I'm just feeling like I'm on top of the world. This can also represent this energy of spiritual growth, of insights into where you want to go next. What do you want the next cycle in your life to be like? And we do get the World card often when we have things like anniversaries and birthdays, retirement, because it can be closure, right? It can be big closure there. But it's something where we have this sense of gratitude and satisfaction. It can bring abundance into your life there as well. It can be where things have come full circle. And maybe you even get a second chance, but you're ready to take the next step in that. So it's a beautiful calendar year for you, certainly filled with a lot of possibilities. So remember that, because the Wheel of Fortune, yes, it can bring you surprises and unexpected events and maybe that luck that you've been looking for, but it's also very, because it's ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter can deal with laws and morals and ethics and philosophy, right? But the big picture, right? And looking at things from multiple angles. But the Wheel of Fortune always reminds us of the ebb and the flow of life, the cycles of life, right? Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. And when we're up, sometimes we don't ever believe that we can fall, right? And sometimes when we feel like we've hit rock bottom, we can't see the light at the tunnel, that there's a way out. And so the Wheel of Fortune reminds you that no matter where you are in your cycle, you're never hitting rock bottom. You're never starting from scratch, because you always have a foundation. You always have wisdom. You always have knowledge and experience, and nobody can ever take that away. And when you're at the top, think about maybe what you can do to help others, right? And give back some of what you've learned. And it can be very rewarding when we do that. We've got the Page of Cups, Temperance, Nine of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and we've got the Four of Cups. So something may be coming to you by the end of the year that you maybe don't quite expect. It could be a little bit of a surprise. Okay, with that Four of Cups, sometimes we're waiting for something to come in, or we're waiting for something to happen, or we are looking at where we are now and saying, there's something missing, and we do quite often need to keep an open mind. The world, right, can be expansion. Expand your mind, right? Expand your horizons there. Not everything in the year ahead will come to you directly. All right, that Four of Cups there is kind of rounding that up. And that Four of Cups is saying you might have surprises, you might have things that come out of the blue. You may have opportunities that are opening up for you, doors and improvements opening up for you. But in order to find them, look outside your direct line of sight. Okay, and look at the possibilities that exist, right? That's always very important to do that. And whatever your situation is, no matter how long something takes, don't give up, okay? We do have the High Priestess at the back of the deck here for you. So again, it's a very spiritual year for you. Your intuition is what you're going to really need to pay attention to, very much connected with that crown energy there. But the High Priestess always reminds you, number one, of balance, okay? The Chariot card, balance, right? Make sure that you don't neglect one area of your life for the sake of another, because that's where things become out of alignment, and we want to keep things in alignment. And when we are out of balance, we overcompensate somewhere, and that's usually where we make some bad choices sometimes. So just keep that in mind. But the High Priestess always reminds you that you always have the wisdom, the knowledge, and experience from this lifetime, past lifetimes, and from your spiritual senses to make the right choices and the right decisions for yourself. So you can easily talk yourself out of something. You can easily talk yourself into something. Let your intuition guide you. All right. We do have the Page of Cups there for you with the Temperance card, so you could have some apologies, some healing. The Page of Cups is your imagination. If you can imagine it, if you can dream it, okay, ask your spiritual soul tribe there with the Temperance card for a little bit of help, because you can create your vision. This is also a spiritual awakening here as well. I mean, remember, we've got the Death card there, or peace, out of this deck. So there's peace and forgiveness and healing and letting go and release at the beginning part of the year. Very important. Scrubbing the slate clean, if you will. But there is also this massive element of spiritual enlightenment, and we do quite often get that when we've got the Page of Cups. So it's like opening yourself to a different point of view, a different way of thinking, opening yourself up to something that is a little bit beyond the material realm. And you might not understand it all at first, but just keep an open mind and keep an open heart. The Page of Cups can be some good news, someone bringing you something. It can be a surprise, and it can be like new love. It can be a birth announcement of some kind, okay? And it can be apology, right? It can be someone, waving the olive branch, or maybe you're doing that, okay? But it does bring fresh energy and a different outlook, a different approach, very creative energy as well. But the Temperance card does remind us of balance in our life. And it also reminds you of your power to create something. It's spiritual alchemy, right? Your ability to harness the magic of the universe and create something seemingly out of nothing, right? We're working with energy. But this does show that maybe you've got a greater opportunity to connect with your guardian angels, with your soul tribe here with the Temperance card. They are guiding you and protecting you. Develop that bond, develop that relationship, because we do have the Nine of Wands here as well. And the Nine of Wands can certainly be an energy of being tired and worn out. It can also be a little skeptical energy as well, but it is one of something nearing completion. So remember here, ask for that help and guidance with the Temperance card there whenever you're feeling a little bit down, a little bit stuck, whenever you're feeling like you need to put up kind of put up some barriers of protection somewhere there, okay, and ask them for help to see something through to the end, all right, because sometimes we're right there on the cusp of success, but we can't quite see it because we're mired in the mud, right? We're so busy and we're getting stressed out and we're tired, right, that it's like the light is right at the end of the tunnel and we don't want to get closed off. Remember, we want to stay open, because you got some hard work ahead for you there with that Eight of Pentacles. But the Eight of Pentacles is a positive card. It's one of being very productive, but it's one of learning and one of succeeding. So you're creating something, you're paying attention to details. Remember, sometimes there is an alternate way. Okay, the Eight of Pentacles does remind us of that. Okay, if you're not getting rewards and recognition where you are right now, or if you've been working hard towards something, maybe putting in a lot of hours at work or in school, and you're being overlooked for things, look for something different. Look for an alternate approach, because in the Eight of Pentacles, we've got all these pentacles this guy's making, right? He's very skilled, he's very experienced, but there's something hiding underneath there. So if you're feeling like there's something missing, right? Four of Cups. If you feel like there's something missing, look elsewhere, look to the side, look underneath, look for the hidden, because the answer is going to be in what is hidden. All right. And it may just be that open mind, right? It's like, I'm looking for a different opportunity. I'm ready for a change. When we get the Eight of Pentacles, we're ready to take the next step. We're ready to level up. And whether it's a relationship or a job or, your education, you're ready to graduate, that kind of thing, right? And so sometimes we're not finding what we're looking for right in front of us. So open mind, big picture is where you're going to find your success. But we've got the Queen of Cups here as well. So we start with the Page of Cups. We've got the Queen of Cups. Massive spiritual growth here, really positive emotional growth for you as well. This brings in peace and healing for you. So whatever that looks like to you, it can certainly also represent relationship growth in your world as well. We start with the Page, something new, and we graduate up to the Queen of Cups, where we're feeling good. We're feeling connected. We're feeling like we're bonded with somebody, not just emotionally, but also that spiritual connection there as well. So you could be making improvements in some of your personal relationships. They can be friendships, they can be romantic partnerships, maybe even business partnerships too. But certainly there is some love in the air. There's spiritual growth in the air. And this can just be your sense of self here as well, right? You could have a creative project that you have been working very hard on throughout the year. And here you are, the Queen of Cups. You're like, all right, I'm ready for my spotlight now, or I'm done now. You could even be receiving some rewards and accolades for a job well done there as well. But the Queen of Cups is beautiful, beautiful energy. And like I said, when we start with the Page and then we've got the Queen, this is growth on many, many, many levels. But there is a little bit of a peaceful vibe around here. I mean, the Nine of Wands right in the middle kind of shakes that up a little bit. But I do feel like being connected with your emotions, getting creative, and being open to all possibilities is really what's going to be moving you towards success throughout the year. So work with your heart chakra. Meditation may be very important for you, especially when you're feeling tired and stressed and down. That Nine of Wands, sometimes we forget to take a break. So remember to take breaks, okay? Sometimes we just pack our calendar so big that we forget to do that. Remember to take some time to yourself. The Nine of Wands, interestingly, is touching the Chariot card. Remember, I said some of you may be taking a vacation. So perhaps here the second quarter of the year is when you're like, oh man, I need a break. I need to get out of here, even if it's just for a few days. We have white light energy there for you also. Beautiful, okay, very spiritual energy. In the white light, there is peace, there is balance, there is harmony, there's enlightenment. And this is what we want to attract in, and this is what you are drawing towards you throughout your year. The white light. You see some angel wings on that. Of course, remember, we've got your crown chakra opened up here. We've got spiritual growth here. We've got the death card, right? Which, I mean, scary name, but in this one, it's peace is what it's called here. So, so many positive things. So when we surround ourselves with white light and when we emit white light out into the universe, we have the ability to change things around for the better. So project your white light out as well as attract it. We have hands. Hands are activating for you in the year ahead also. Now, this screams creativity, doesn't it? Hands, number one, pay attention to your hands. Maybe you have itchy palms, right? My grandmother always said, itchy left palm is money coming in, itchy right palm is money going out. Interestingly enough, that is also about your energy. Your non-dominant hand, for me, I'm right-handed, so my non-dominant hand is my left hand. This is my receiving hand. And so you'll see when I put down the cards, right, is that I'm holding them here while I'm shuffling and I'm putting them on the table with my non-dominant hand. So I'm receiving the message here and I'm putting the message out there. And so it's like that flow of energy. If you're left-handed, of course, your right hand will be your receiving hand. So pay attention to your hands. Okay. But also I do feel this is very creative energy, working with your hands, building something. You can use your hands to write, to draw, to build. And of course, remember, we've got that Eight of Pentacles there, right? But it does scream creativity. And so it's a very creative year for you, and you can create a vibe, you can create a situation, you can create a business, you can create a relationship, you can create anything, right? And so this can certainly speak to that, right? Just being creative. But some of you may have something that you want to do with your hands as well. And this might be that year where you're going to do that. We have the 4th house for you, and this is speaking of home. So when we have the home energy, the 4th house is about where we live, our neighborhood. Neighborhood's kind of a little bit more 3rd house, but if we're comfortable and secure and safe in our home, 4th house, then our neighborhood can certainly come into play with that. But this is about feeling safe and secure, building a home, building a foundation. This is about family and children and relationships in our lives. It can be exploring some ancestry as well. So you might be looking into where your roots are for this year as well. Some of you could be moving a new home. You're perhaps working really hard to save up to buy your first home or to move to a better neighborhood, right? So this is really, you might be hands. Maybe you can't afford to move to a new home. So instead, you're going to do some do-it-yourself projects through the year, and they're very rewarding. You would learn something and have to research some things for that probably, but it would be very rewarding for you, and maybe even a little bit of fun. So your home, your people in your home, and where it's located is very much a part of your year ahead. We've got your 10th house, authority, career. Okay, now authority, interesting, because remember, we've got this first card, leadership and authority. So you could just be number 1, taking charge. Okay, but your 10th house is very much about your career, your reputation. It's very goal-oriented, very business-focused. And so again, we might have some very big shifts for you on your career path in the year ahead. Rewards, recognition, accolades, maybe a new job for some of you, depending on what changes you're looking to make and what your goals are for the long term. But your 10th house, your 4th house and your 10th house. And interesting because these are actually at opposite ends of the spectrum, okay? Because we do have your house and home, and then we've got your work and your career. So remember we said balance a little bit earlier, and balancing these two is very important, right? If we spend too much time at work and we're never home, our relationships suffer. We don't feel rested and relaxed. If we spend too much time at home and we ignore our career path, well, our money probably suffers, right? Our esteem probably suffers somewhere along the way there. So finding the balance between the two. Some of you might open a home-based business. Some of you, maybe you work from home now and you're like, I got to get out of the house. Okay. But authority here is about taking charge. And some of you here could very much have that career growth, that career path that opens up for you where you are in charge, you are the leader. You're maybe dealing with authority figures a little bit differently than you have in the past. And but you can certainly be focused on that, taking charge. I'm taking charge of my life and I am going to be successful. So let's get, thank you, just a few more cards out here for you. And we're going to get your angel numbers for your year ahead. And thank you, jeez. And what numbers you need to pay attention to. And we're going to take this one because, man, that's some energy coming out of this one. Number 5, I am adaptable. 5s do represent obstacles and challenges, but they also represent exciting opportunities for change. Flexibility is your forte. When life throws you a curveball, you can easily adapt to new circumstances and find an excitement in the unexpected change. Be brave and bold in your endeavors. I am adaptable. Kind of sums up your reading nicely, doesn't it? And your next one, number 16. I am perceptive. You have an inquisitive mind that allows you to uncover important truths. You have a special ability to read into other people's feelings, a wisdom seeker, and your angels ask you to share your knowledge for the benefit of others. I am perceptive. Very interesting. And we have number 15, which is where, no, we didn't have 15. Good. Okay, 15 out here. I am wise. Your love for others is powerful, and you're able to spread your gift of support far and wide. Your curious and social nature brings you into contact with a variety of people, all who would benefit from your warm, heartfelt words of wisdom. Very interesting for you guys. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope there was something in here for you. If you enjoyed your reading, please do like, share, and subscribe. It lets me know you resonate with the reading, which is the most important thing for me, but it also, of course, lets YouTube know the same thing, and it will show it to more people. All you need to do is just hit that thumbs up, but drop a heart in the comment box as well, though. I'll heart you back, and we'll get some beautiful energy flowing around here. And of course, some of your messages may not necessarily click into place right now, so check back a couple of times throughout the year. What has transpired? Where are you at in your journey? What has come to fruition for you? It's always interesting to do that. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.